So today I'm joined by Bakem Merdita from Edison Financial, recipient of the WEtech Choice Awards. Congratulations on this award.
Thank you very much. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely such an honor. And to start things off, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
My name is Bakem Merdita. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Business Development here at Edison Financial in sunny Windsor, Ontario. My daily efforts are working with our broader team to make sure that we're doing a great job for clients. We're growing our team out every single day and having fun while doing it.
Amazing. Well, and do you want to tell us a little bit about, getting into Edison Financial and sort of your journey towards that?
So I started actually with Rocket Companies in 2012 and started at the time we were Quicken Loans, later transitioned to Rocket, but started as a mortgage banker within the company and grew to become a director within the organization, and later joined a team, what we called a startup team at the time, to lead a national sales effort for our wholesale division, now known as Rocket Pro TPO. And in 2019, I was tapped on the shoulder with a phenomenal opportunity to be a part of a startup group again and help lead the efforts at Edison here in Windsor. So our Chief Revenue Officer, Chad Weinbaum, our President, Hash Abu Hossein, started the company and brought me aboard. And we launched the business March of 2020 with 8 people. And as of today, we are around 110 team members. And most of them are based in Windsor. We do have some that are remote, mainly GTA and Vancouver as well. And that's really been our journey, is just growing our team, working on our technology, working on our processes, working on our client service, hiring a ton, which is exciting here as well. So that's really been the mission thus far, and goal is to keep growing.
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. And I mean, you mentioned technology there and sort of the impact it's had on the organization. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah. So, we like to think of ourselves, like a technology company, but we also like to say that, we are guided by technology, but really driven by people. And what that means for us is, we understand that the future of the mortgage industry and all financial services is a digital first approach. However, when you think about something that's as scary as a mortgage or as big in people's lives as a mortgage, they really want this hybrid effect of knowing that they're going to be taken care of while also being able to be empowered as a user to be able to get the services that they need. So, we've done a lot in the way of just simplifying things for us. We have an ism here. It's a core philosophy that simplicity is genius, and very few things about a mortgage are actually simple. So what we try to do is take, a really complex financial product and simplify it for people, right? There are 100 aspects to income or a property or credit that people often aren't thinking about when it comes time to get a mortgage. And we want to make sure that they're not finding out the hard way, but rather working with their agent, the mortgage agent that they're going to be assigned to understand, exactly what they're getting themselves into, exactly what every bit of the process and qualification means. And then the technology backs that mortgage agent up to provide visibility throughout that process and puts their mind at ease. And that's really the goal, is, simplicity is genius, and giving people a great experience.
Absolutely. I think that definitely makes sense and is definitely so needed, especially in today's day and age. And do you want to tell us a little bit about, some of the pivots that your organization has had to make over the past 2 years?
So the first one I'll say is the fact that, we planned on being fully in the office. Obviously, COVID happened. We launched March of 2020. Within a couple of weeks of that, we had to go to a fully remote model for much of the last 2 years, though we're back in the office now for the most part. The first thing I'm proud of is just how fast our team was able to pivot our team members to working from home, providing everyone with the technology they needed, the monitors, the laptops, the office furniture that a lot of people, weren't prepared to accommodate themselves with. That was really a big step in our company's history, and I think it made us stronger. Another thing that I'll touch on is just what the client experience should look like. A concept that we talk about often here is walking through the front door of the business. So when you think about somebody who owns a shop at a strip mall, oftentimes the owner of the shop parks in the back, walks through the back entrance every day, gets into the shop and starts their day. But your customers walk through the front. In our case, our clients, right? So what does it look like every single step of the way? What does it look like when they fill in their information? And we think about that and obsess over it, right? What does it look like when they get the first phone call? How long does it take to get the first phone call? When should they get their second phone call? Once we've agreed to move forward on a mortgage, how easy is it for them to upload their documents, sign digitally? Traditionally, people have walked into a branch location to handle these things. So for us, a lot of our pivots were around how do we remove the branch location idea and the traditional way of doing business to empower the people doing the mortgages to be able to do them from home. And that was always our mission. And then the current world environment made it so that it was a necessity. And we were really well equipped because that's where our focus was anyways. So that the other pivot there that I'll talk about is just the fact that we had to make it digital overnight. And we did that. We're really proud of that.
Well, it's definitely great that, you were able to make those pivots in the times. And I think that, a lot of this will continue going forward. And is there any trends that, you really see in sort of the tech space that you think is going to sort of continue on?
So I know specifically in the mortgage space, there's a lot of work right now being done around blockchain. So one of the biggest inefficiencies around mortgages as a whole is the fact that it's very people oriented. It takes a lot of people to be able to close a mortgage, and it's either going to take a lot of one person or a lot of people. Take your pick, but the time does not change, and it's extremely inefficient. The amount of documents that need to get reviewed, verifying income, banking, things like that, to be able to qualify for the mortgage are extremely time consuming, difficult, and require a lot of training. So a lot of the work that's being done by people at the forefront of technology in mortgage today are trying to figure out how they can leverage blockchain to simplify the process and really create efficiencies in an overall inefficient model. So I see blockchain as a big player in the future when it comes to the mortgage industry in particular. Also, I think that AI is going to play, a massive play, if you will, in the future, because again, it all comes down to efficiency. The more certainty you can provide early on in the process when it comes to getting a mortgage, the better the client experience is, the less wasted effort there is on the back end. The more you can be efficient, it means you can close mortgages faster, you can make people happier, and you can have an overall, better and efficient housing market.
Absolutely. I think that definitely makes sense. And it's great that, there is those innovations coming, and I think they're only going to continue on. And you mentioned too about, hiring for your team, and it's grown, extensively over the past few years. And what sort of advice would you give to people, just coming into the workforce or specifically, into tech?
I always think about what I would do. Now, I've been here for 10 years, but if I were joining today the workforce, or looking to switch careers, I would look at companies that are investing in their team members. And when I think about investing in team members, I think about training and development. In today's world, things are moving so fast, it's near impossible to keep up with everything you need to know to be able to run a business or even have, a specific craft, right? Let's say you're a developer and X language. Well, next week, you might be working on a bill that requires you to know a completely different line of code, right? Or a completely different software language. If you're a mortgage agent, you can work really hard to learn a lot of guidelines, only to find out that 3 months later, they're completely changing a lot of the guidelines and policies that it takes to get a mortgage through. Not to mention, the companies are constantly pivoting their technology stack to figure out a more efficient way to do it. So if I'm getting into any industry, really, what I'm asking is somebody who's looking for a new job or career. Really, I would ask them what their training and development program looks like and how they invest in their team members to get them up to speed. And as things are consistently evolving, is there ongoing training and development to help them progress in their careers? If they have leadership aspirations, what does the leadership development look like in the organization? How often do I get to meet with my direct leader? And are they going to give me specific things that I could work on as a team member to evolve myself throughout my career? And I think that's one thing that rocket companies as a whole does extremely well. And Edison Financial has certainly adopted that model. And what we're looking to do is truly just invest in our team members in their training and development. And really, it's the people business that we're in at the end of the day.